And welcome to episode number 186 of Pro NoCoders Office Hours. I am your host, Tonya, and I'm here with Thomas. How are you, Thomas?
Good.
Good. Awesome. We're going to get started in just a moment. But first, if you have never watched an Office Hours episode before, what it is we invite our members to come on Zoom and ask us any bubble question they want, and we try to get them answered. We can't promise answers because we don't know all of them, but we do a pretty good job, and we promise that our members won't suffer alone. So if you would like to join us on Office Hours and ask your bubble questions, you can go ahead and go to pronocoders.com and sign up for just $99 per month. We do this 6 times per week, and you can come to any or all of the sessions and ask as many questions as you want. So let's go ahead and get started. It's a little quiet this week, Thomas. We've got like the holiday spirit going, so people are busy doing other things other than bubble, which is unimaginable to me personally, but I get that other people are not as obsessed as I am. It's not a problem. What about you? You feel like it's weird?
I do think so. Usually we're waiting for like 9 or 10 people.
Like what are you doing not bubbling? No, go enjoy your time. We will be here in the new year when you're ready to get started again. We will be here. So in the meantime, there are still people asking questions about bubble. We don't have to go very far to find these questions. In fact, I just ran across one about a half hour ago on Facebook, and I thought we might start there. I think it was in the main bubble group. Let's see here. So we've got, this one here asking about, can we use an Airtable or Google form to auto-create users and send them an email handing off their profiles? So Reeb has an Airtable form, and he's having the users fill it out with email, profile pic, and name. And what he wants to do is automatically create an account for everyone who's filled in the form and send them an email that basically hands them over their profiles so they can do other actions in the app itself. Okay, let's do it. I didn't set this up to do it with profile pictures, though. I forgot that part, but I did set up an Airtable just for this purpose. So I went onto a wonderful website called Mockaroo, and I was able to create this very quickly. I did have to hand create these because I want to make sure that these are emails that will actually go through for our testing purposes. So now let's just go into our sandbox here, into the plugins. I already have the Airtable plugin working, so that's good. Installed, but if you don't have the Bubble Airtable plugin installed, just go to add plugins, type in Airtable, and look for the Bubble logo. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is the wrong key because I change the key each time. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this and start over. So this will be the Office Hours account. And we're going to go to the account to grab the key. And we want to do from this table, and no, we're not worried about the view, and we're not going to worry about deleting anything in the Airtable. So I'm going to click initialize. And so that's right, that's a date, that's a text, email is text, first name is text, last name is text. So these are all correct. So I'm going to go ahead and save. Now I'm going to need to go into my backend workflows. Here we go. I'm going to add a new API workflow, and it's going to be add users from, oh, we've got 2 more people coming in. Add users from AT. And Go. We're going to go here. And we want to create a new thing. And the thing that we want to create is a user. Okay, I'm not used to not finding the user. Where is it here? Oh, maybe it's account, that's why. Sign the user up. No, maybe we don't want to sign the user up. We want to create an account for someone else. That should work. So the email, we're going to get data from an external API. We're going to grab adding users from Airtable here. And what we want to do is here we want to say where we want to get where the BUID is empty. So what I've done to explain how this is working is I've created a field here, and what this stands for, this is my shorthand for Bubble Unique ID. And essentially, if it's empty, it means we have not yet added that user to the Bubble app, right? So this is how I'm going to know which records to take and add into Bubble. So back here, we'll add users, but only where it's the BUID is empty, and we'll choose the first one, and we'll choose the email. Then we're going to change the other fields. So we'll go for the first. Hey, Ben, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How is everyone?
Good. You're late. You're not late. It's like what, 5 o'clock in the morning?
It's 10 past 5.
So
What are we doing? What's exciting? What's happening?
yeah, so we have a question. Arib asked how he can add users from his Airtable into Bubble and send them emails
Awesome.
to like log in and be able to do other things.
You've come to the queen of Airtable.
I love Airtable, I have to say. By the way, Arib, when you're watching this later, just so you know, I don't necessarily advocate for using this method, because the form that you're using to like send them, like the Airtable form, you could easily create a form in Bubble and skip this step. But if there's another reason that you're putting them in Airtable first, I do love Airtable and it is possible. So I'm going to show you how. So, okay, so we want to add users, the first item, and then we want their first name, but we also want to do the same thing where the BUID. Actually, let's clear this and see if we can get at this another way. First, no, I think that's how we did it, huh? So BUID is not empty, or is empty. And then the first item, and we want their first name. And their last. Last name. There we go. And the last thing is I'm going to create a field that I don't automatically have on the user. I'm going to create a new field that's called AT last updated. The reason I'm doing this is if you are like, I'm pretty sure that you probably aren't using Airtable in the way that the user can modify their information in Airtable, but if you were, the way that you would run changes would be to use the last updated. So I just want to set that one just in case. So this is going to be a date. paste here, and we'll change this to AT last updated. And then we will, if the user already exists, it won't, like if that email was already taken, it definitely won't create a duplicate. If I return the user, if the account already exists, then it would still return that user that's already in the Bubble database and then send them an email. I think I probably would go ahead and leave that on, because if they're coming in through the form, but they already have an account, they probably don't know that they already have the account. So you'd still want to send them the next thing, which is a password reset email. And a lot of people worry about the password reset email being sent to people who like have an account, like it's their first interaction with the app. Thomas and I were talking about this last night, I think. I don't mind it. I don't think it's terrible. So I would go ahead and send it and not stress about the fact that maybe they would be confused, because you can change the text here to explain what's going on. So sign into your account. So, hello. Either you requested a password reset, or this is your first time logging into your account. Either way, click the link below to set a password. There we go. All right, so we only want to do this because this is going to be a recursive workflow. I need to set some conditions at the bottom here. So only when, I'm going to go in here, yep, and delete this one and that one. So only when this expression's count is greater than 1 or 0, greater than 0. And then we'll just copy this and paste it here. Because the next one that we're going to do is we're going to schedule the same workflow to run again. And we'll keep running until it's added all of the users. We've missed one action here, which is how are we going to stop running this? And the way we stop running it, remember, is because here it's when the BUID is empty, right? So now we have to make the BUID not empty. So I'm going to add an action here, and it's going to be make changes to thing. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to make changes, but I want to make it in Airtable. So I'm going to do Airtable. So go to plugins, Airtable, modify a record. And the record I want to modify is so it's the first one with the BUID, which is empty, which is the first one that we've been going around here, right? And I want to set the BUID equal to the results of step 1's unique ID. So if this means if I'm in Airtable here and I send in Blondie, it's a great first name, Makaru. I send Blondie in and I create the account. Even if Blondie already has an email on file in the Bubble app and has an account, it's going to return that result here. So it will update the Airtable with that unique ID, so it won't run again. So let's just go through here, and again, we want to Yep. So this is our workflow. So we're going to run this workflow. I'm probably going to set it up to run let's see, how often should we do it? Maybe every hour? It's going to be depend on what you need, Arib. So I will run this again. Current date and time plus 1 hour. And I'm going to do it when the count is less than 1. So I'm going to create a button on another page that's going to run this in real time. So we'll create an account for someone else. We're going to pull in the information from the Airtable for each field. We're only going to do this when there is at least one record in Airtable where the BUID is empty. Then after we create the account or return the existing account, we'll modify that record and add the BUID. This effectively will remove it from here, but we probably want to put it I'm just thinking, running through my head, like, if it happens to run this first, I don't think it's going to matter because Bubble's not going to run it in order anyway. Current date and time. And that should be fine. This one I'm going to change. I'm going to put this one as only when the result of step 1 is not empty. And then this one should work, and this one should work. Okay, so I think that'll fix that problem. Okay, starting from the top. Sorry, guys. We're going to create the account only when there's an account to be created because there's at least one record with the BUID being empty. We're going to modify that Airtable record and add the BUID to it. Then we're going to send the password reset email to the user from this step here, whether they existed already or not. Then we're going to schedule this to run again if there are any more who have the empty BUID. This will stop running at the point that there's no one left with an empty BUID, except this one will run, but schedule it to run again in an hour. And so every hour it's going to check for any new users on that table and then go from there. All right, so now we just have to schedule it and run it and see how it works. Schedule, that is not what I meant to do. All right, so if we go into the app data, Currently, I have these users, none of them with that email address. So I'll just run this. I don't think I even have to run as a user to do this, but let's go ahead and do that. There we go. It's taking all the odd ones first. That's funny. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have all of the ones that we're going to get from there. If we go into the Airtable, we can see that we have all of these are updated. And then if we go into our logs and see what we have scheduled, we have for an hour from now, we're going to run that workflow again. So anybody that I add right now in an hour would be added to the list. Now let's just check my email. Pardon my crazy inbox. So you can see I have 10 of these sign into your account emails. So the process is working. And there you have it. Any questions from the gallery? Nope. So quiet in here. Ben or Thomas thought about saying something, but then went right back on mute.
That was Morse code right there. I'm still here. I just walked away from it.
Got it. All right. So, and that's how you add users from Airtable. So we can check that one off as being done. What else have we got? Any questions, anyone?
Are all the questions answered from the group? Both groups?
Well, probably not all of them. Let's go see. I don't think we have any new ones in Pro NoCoders. Nope. And let's check this one. I have not, but that was answered. I tried to answer this one. This one was tricky. I thought, oh, this should be simple. And I hopped in there and then I was like, this is not simple. I don't understand. Essentially, when I tried to send a confirmation email to an email that wasn't already confirmed, but the person was like logged in, it wouldn't let me send it. It was throwing an error. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So I was on this. What I was doing is on the reset password page, I added a text here that would show the user's email confirmed, which is not a value. This is not a field that you can manually change in the back end. It's kind of hidden from you. And so I confirmed it was no. And then if that was no on page load, what I was doing was I was sending the person to a confirmation page. So when current user's email confirmed is no, navigate them to a confirmation page. And so I would send them to this page where they would be able to click a button to confirm their email. because one of the actions that you can do is send, I wasn't trying to send that, I was trying to do this, send confirmation email. And all you can say is like, where do you want them to be sent when they click the button in the email. But every time I tried, Bubble was throwing an error. And I don't know if that's a Bubble bug or if that's the way that it's supposed to work. But here I can show you what I mean. I created this one. I think this one is not verified. So let's go to this page. Gonna run here. And so it's not verified. So I sent a confirmation page and I'm going to click the confirm email and Bubble says you have to be logged in to modify your account. That's not the error that it was giving me the last time I tried it. Maybe I will do this. Hang on a sec. So on the reset password, one of the things that we do in Canvas is we log the user out when they're logged in. So I'm going to delete that part and I'm going to preview again. So still not confirmed, but I'm logged out. So it's going to send me what. Go to page confirmation only when user's email confirmed is no. Go to page log, but confirm is clicked. Why did it send me to the index page? Must be the header. The header must send you to the, there must be something in the header that did that. There just doesn't seem to be a header there though. That's weird. Well, we'll try on another page. Let's that. So we're going to have a text here, which is going to be the current user's email verified, email confirmed. And then we'll have a workflow. When page is loaded, navigate to the confirmation page. Only when current users email confirmed is no. And then we'll run it as this one. Let's go check. Email confirmation. So that seemed to work. Hello, thank you for signing up. So I click here. So now if I run this again, it should say yes. Yeah. Okay, so that worked. I think Canvas was giving me like extra problems with this because I think it had some other stuff that was running on its pages. So I did get it to work. Basically, the way I got it to work though, they have to be you have to let them log into a specific page, even if their email is not confirmed. And then from that page, like they should be able to click the button, and the workflow for that button here is really simple. It's just to send the confirmation email. The question was if you could send the confirmation email to them as an admin. You can't, but that's why I put it on the reset password page, was because I thought you can send someone a reset password email. They can click the link, which kind of logs them in. Not really, it's kind of weird. It tells the Bubble app who they are, right? So that I was thinking if we could get it to work correctly. Let me just see in this reset password page. And by the way, I was not able to get this working before. So if you were having trouble, it's possible that it was a bug, because I'm pretty sure it was a bug. So if I send a reset password email to a user whose email is not confirmed, and they click the button on the reset password and show up here, but then get navigated to a confirmation page instead, then they can click the button and confirm their email. I also wanted to test if it would flip them as confirmed their email if they landed on the password page, because essentially to come to the reset password page with an accurate token would be the same as confirming your email. Not sure if that was clean enough to be helpful as an answer, but I tried. So let's see here. Let's see what Jeffrey has to say. Interested using Integromat, right? Nope. Definitely not. I don't use Integromat. It's not that I think Integromat is bad, but I think that most of the time what people are using Integromat and Zapier and Pabbly for, Bubble is able to do on its own through the API connector. So
Integromat with Bubble is a little bit of a nightmare as well from what I've tried to do.
oh, I've heard good things. Like I know a lot of people like it.
It just seems that the Zapier connection and the way that works is a lot better.
Yeah, I like Zapier. I've used Zapier quite a bit. I haven't used Integromat. It seems more like less straightforward to me.
Definitely.
But I've definitely I've known people who've used it and who like it. But I'm sort of opposed to all of them, because I think the idea is that if you're able to, I mean, the only thing I could think of is if you can't send a webhook from the app or site that you're trying to get information from. If they have an integration with Zapier, then Zapier can kind of set up a listener for it. But I actually think CheatLayer is the best deal on that, because you can set up CheatLayer kind of like Zapier and Pabbly and Integromat. Zapier or CheatLayer can be scheduled on to go in and find information and then send it as a webhook into your Bubble app. And CheatLayer costs to set up the script initially, like you get credits per month. So with one, here, I'll show you. So with one CheatLayer code, you get 50 scripts per month right now or something. If anybody wants to go in on this baby, I would definitely do it, getting the white label version of CheatLayer. I would co-invest in that. But you get, let's see if I can just find the regular one. CheatLayer, here we go. For $99, you get 50 credits for Automation Marketplace. So essentially you can use it on almost any website. It's an extension.
I bought this on your advice for when the Black Friday sales was happening.
Uh-huh.
I still have no idea what it does.
So, okay, so what CheatLayer does, I'll recreate the Medium one. So like if you go to medium.com, right, lots of articles and stuff get posted here. So then I'm gonna run CheatLayer. My CheatLayer. Oh, I rebooted my computer. That's why. It's like I power washed my computer so it doesn't know who I am. Like, wants me to log in. Do you remember me? Let's see. No. So I'll figure all of that out. But I do have an episode on it. And essentially what CheatLayer does is on the site, I can take, like, I can highlight certain elements with like IDs or whatever, and I can have CheatLayer scrape the information. I can have it run scripts on the information, modify it however I want, and then I can have it send that information via webhook into Bubble. And so the way that Rohan has been like advertising this is like essentially, at first he said you could use Pabbly or Zapier or whatever, and now he's like you can actually make it into your own Zapier or Pabbly, because it'll go and it'll do the information and send it like however you want out. So yeah, I would, if I needed some sort of scraping or something to be done in order to make my app work, I would likely go and schedule time. Rohan is growing CheatLayer really quickly. He's got a Facebook group and he's got people working for him now. It used to be just him. I forget which episode. Kim, can you find out which episode it was that he was on? But he will like onboard with you and help you write the scripts that like they will help you make whatever it is that you're trying to make with CheatLayer. So it's really powerful.
Okay, with Cameron Wilder Booth, right?
No, with Rohan Arun.
Oh, Rohan. Sorry, got it. Yeah, sure.
Yep. So he's awesome. I highly recommend. I know it's super powerful and I haven't figured out all the ways that I could use CheatLayer, but some of the things that like people are posting in here that they're doing, I'm just like, whoa, that's amazing. So, and look, Ritesh is part of this group. Ritesh actually won the white label version of CheatLayer. So,
Go Ritesh.
yeah. If I was going to do a Zapier or Integromat kind of thing, I'd actually probably go with Pabbly. Pabbly is super simple. What was that?
Big call.
Yeah. But the reason being is Pabbly is pretty simple to use, maybe even simpler than Zapier, and Pabbly has a lifetime deal. So, and I'm all about those lifetime deals. What else?
I was a massive LTD guy, like buying up everything all the time to the point where it was a problem.
Mhm.
And the quality in the products recently seems to have kind of dwindled a bit, but you still get like those sort of gems like CheatLayer and Pabbly. But seems like you have to be kind of more careful these days with what you're getting.
And it seems like you can build a whole lot of that functionality with Bubble.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, people ask me like, well, why are you using Fuse Desk? Couldn't you just build that yourself? And I think somebody even said in a weekend. And I was like, no.
And by people, do you mean me? Because I think
Yeah, I think maybe you asked me that. And it's like, oh my gosh, like there's still value in adding to your stack. Could I build that functionality? Probably. Could I build it in a weekend? Definitely not. But could I build it and make it functional for us? Certainly. Could I save money? Yep. Do I have time to do all of that right now? Nope. But eventually, right? So, but yeah, there's like, I was with you, Ben, in terms of my LTD addiction. I finally just stopped checking the emails when AppSumo emails me. Like, I just ignored them after a while. It's like, I just can't anymore. And then, but I do have an app. Did I ever tell you about the Stack It app that I was trying to do about a year ago?
No.
So, okay. So you and I need to talk, basically. We'll do that off office hours.
Now I really want like you, Thomas, and I, and whoever else is keen to like spend 48 hours and see if we can rebuild that thing. It's just
Rebuild.
like,
oh, Fuse Desk?
yeah.
Oh, you want to do Fuse Desk? Okay, yeah. I want to do Stack It. I'll tell you about Stack It in a minute. I've talked about Stack It on office hours before. It's not like it's a huge secret, but essentially it's a marketplace for LTDs for trading them after the fact, like after the code.
I'm in so many Facebook groups for that.
I know. That's why I know it would work, right?
Yeah.
I have a way to monetize it without getting into trouble. So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Christmas holiday project.
There you go. Perfect. That sounds like fun. All right, well, I'm going to wrap up the office hours section of today and move into the after hours section. But after hours is only for our members. So if you want to join the fun where we turn on our cameras and turn off the recording, you have to become a member. Go to pronocoders.com, sign up for your monthly subscription or your annual subscription, whichever you choose. Become an office hours member for just $99 per month now. Price is going up on January 1st to $119 per month. So if you sign up now, you lock in your rate at only $99 per month, and you can come on to office hours 6 times per week and ask us all of your bubble questions. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you